Hello guys, my name is Tu. So this video is actually an extension to the previous video I've made about how can we export the points coordinates to Excel. Previously you have seen that I've just created the points data details within NX, and then we just do a copy paste to the Excel and to the specific cells and all that. But this time we'll talk more on the customization at the Excel portion, because this video is not so much about NX, but it's about the integration between NX and Excel, and therefore how can we use the NX output results as the input for Excel, and therefore the customization is done on the Excel side. So without further ado, let me just quickly demonstrate to you what I meant for this. So the same button, export the point coordinates. So again, click on this button, and the same old dialog box, which is very simple. We just click to specify the center points of some geometries, some corners, such as this. For example, I've selected 4 points, and when I click OK, not only that, in NX we have this information as shown in the previous video, and also we have this Excel's data, and this coordinate is actually populated over here. You can see that the X coordinates and the Y, Z coordinates as such. So how can we do it in an efficient manner? So we can put, how can we include, like there's a template, there's a table, there's some logo, some pictures. So, and I will cover this in the next section below. Okay, so now let's talk about the two software that is required. Definitely one of the software is Excel. You will definitely need to have an Excel software, whatever the version it is. What I'm having here is 2016 version 2016. You can have other versions, no problem. Just that we'll talk about how can we do the integration. But currently I would like to talk about how are we going to prepare the Excel portions. So if I'm just heading over to my new buttons over here, we can have various templates. So these are the templates which is predefined out of the box, but we are not going to use this template because we have the customers should customize their own templates according to their company's requirement, and that's the reason why we have this personal tab. This is, for example, just an Excel template which is customized, so therefore we can always reuse the template when we're trying to populate data from, for example, NX. So the data from NX will be populated into the templates, therefore it actually saves us the time to rebuild the template itself, because the template is always the same, right? So let's, for example, I have this template over here. I have this logo, I mean the company's name, the picture, some tabular data, some cells to locate the coordinates for X and Y and Z. So let's talk about how can we create this template. So first of all, it's very simple. We just click new. Regardless of which version, you just have to take note that you're just creating a new spreadsheet. So we'll just click on this blank workbook. So from here, we'll just do whatever we want to create a template. For example, there's my company logo, I mean the name. Then we can have larger fonts, sorry, 40. And we can try to put in some pictures. So not music, pictures, book. Okay, so for example, this one, okay, the new logo. Copy, paste, not possible. Then we'll just try insert pictures. pictures book. Then we can try to resize it. For example, as such. Then we can try to put a table. So I believe you are more experienced in this field because yeah. Anyway, we just continue. For example, there's a data over here, number. We are trying to merge all this into one cell, and this all into one cell. Description and data. So this will be data. Then X coordinates, Y coordinates, and Z coordinates. Okay, so let's say I'm satisfied. So all this can be customized by the customers. So it's up to your preference. So for example, I just have a simple template as such. I'll just go ahead and save as. Choose wherever the directory. For example, I'm choosing the desktop. And when I choose from the save type, observe that when I choose template, this is the Excel template. When I press on this template, usually it will bring you to the Office template folder, which is a specific location regardless of where you were previously. So let's say I'm going to save it at this location, no problem. So let's say data sheet number 2. Save. So we're just going to use this, we'll just use the NX software. When we try to execute the command, we'll execute to call this template instead. And we are going to populate the data into this 3 column. So that's the plan. Okay, this is the first software that I've mentioned that you need to have. The second software, which is recommended by me, is to have the Visual Studio. So Visual Studio, the current version that I'm using is 2017. The latest version currently is 2019. So the version that I'm using is actually Community, which is free version. So therefore, we as the learner, we can always download the free version, and then we try to do the same practice as well. So for example, I'll just go ahead and click on this Visual Studio. So it is recommended that if you have this template created for NX customization, for example, the Snap templates are all NX related templates. But because when we start to execute Visual Studio for the first time, usually we do not have all these templates, so I will just start from scratch as well. So we just go ahead and create a new project by not using the NX templates, but we are using the default templates which is provided. For example, I'll be using the .NET framework. And for the name wise, for this project, I'll be putting like just a practice exercise. So click OK. So here we have this class1.vb. So it is currently a blank class. So what I would recommend is you should download the previous VB script that I was provided. So in the YouTube link. So let's say let's open up the file. So this is the zip file that I've provided in the download link. So what you need to do is just extract it. Okay, so we just yes to all to overwrite the files. Inside this zip file, it contains 2 files. One is the DLX file, which is the dialog box file. You need to refer to my previous video on how can we manage the DLX file. But currently we are only managing the VB file. So how can we manipulate the VBs in order to integrate NX and also Excel together? So let's open up this file. if you have the Notepad++ software, it is recommended to use this software, which is more versatile. If you do not have, what you can do is just open up with the Notepad software, which is built in with Windows 10. So for example, I'm searching for Notepad. So this is the information in Notepad. Unfortunately, in Notepad we can't see the color. There is no color distinguisher between the keywords and all the library keywords and all that. But if you are using Notepad++, for example, if I show you, edit with Notepad++, you will see the color distinction. The green color marks the comments. The comments are for the user to read. It is not executed. The blue colors represents the software keywords, and these are the namespace required for the application. So it is more convenient to have the Notepad++, in my opinion. So what you need to do is just simply Control A and copy all the information, and then we move on to the practice script. We can try to Control A again and then paste to replace all the content here. And this will be total 359 lines. And we are seeing a lot of this scribbling lines. This scribbling line means that the software Visual Studio cannot recognize this command, because this command actually is from NX. So we need to let Visual Studio to understand all these commands. So how can we do that? So I will show you more later. So let's see all these squiggling lines, such as the snap, message box. These are all from NX. So initially, when we fresh start the software, the Visual Studio, definitely it does not recognize all these keywords. So, for example, it does not recognize NX Open, does not recognize block styler. So what we need to do, we need to provide it a reference. So you need to right click on this solutions node over here, and we are going to add reference. You can edit from here, and we need to browse to these files. These files are actually located in the NX directory. So let's say if you have NX10, you need to browse to NX10 folder. If you have NX 1872, then you need to browse to the particular NX folder as well. Currently, I'm working with the latest NX 1926. Therefore, I need to browse to 1926. So how can we browse to it? So let me just demonstrate to you. Click on this browse button, and we go to the installation directory, C drive, program files, then Siemens. So NX 1926. So in here we have this NX bin folder. Go into NX bin. We have this manage folder. Go into manage folder. So this is the location where all the references are stored. We need to select, in this case, NX Open and NX Open Utilities, and click Add. Okay, we'll try to add this too. Because previously I've already selected this few directories, so therefore the record is still here. So let me just quickly click on OK and check all the squiggling lines should disappear, but not all, because we did not select most of the reference. There are still some reference are left out. So let me just continue again, practice add reference. Again, this time we'll just choose more. We choose the few over here, the references over here. For example, snapped. I will select snapped. NX Open UI. So NX Open UI is over here. And UF, I don't think for this case we need the UF user function, so we just click this two, and therefore we have selected these two references. Click OK, and then check again that all the squiggling lines should disappear. That means Visual Studio now understands all the NX-Open commands and the keywords. So check, and also you can check from this scroll bar over here. If you see red colors, that means there is some error over that portion. If you see yellow color, that means this file has not been saved yet, which is fine for our case because we are just doing a practice. So okay, so this is this Visual Studio is like a bridge to connect NX and also Excel. So from Visual Studio, we are actually building the script to understand the codes and help us to examine if there is a squiggling line, that means some error occurs. So this is just the existing codes. So I would like to introduce you some additional codes for Excel customization. So the additional codes will be also included in the download link. So this will be the additional codes. The first code is to define the Excel application. So you will need to, as I said, if you have different version of Excel, for example, in my case, I'm having 16. If you have 2019 or 2013 or older versions, you will need to select the older. Basically, this command will still work, but you will need to select a different reference later. So let me just quickly copy this command into my script. For example, at line 100, because I'm just trying to queue up all my declarations. So this is doing a declaration that this keyword over here is actually referring to the Excel applications. So we'll just use these variables later. Now let's check the next keyword. So the rest of this keyword is actually quite difficult to straight away copy and paste, because these keywords, you will notice that this is actually hard-coded. Hard-coded means probably I'm using D drive, but you're using C drive, which is not, you can't find this document, and therefore you actually need to customize this information yourself according to your requirement. For example, I have the datasheet number 2, therefore I need to put 2 over here. If you save your file into a specific location, therefore you need to change by yourself, for example in the E drive or other drive, but in my case I'm using D drive, which is fine for me. So I'll just quickly, where is my, yeah, I believe I'm using D drive, so I'll just quickly show to you D drive, documents, customs office templates. So here is my template. So this is the correct location. So what you need to do is just copy this information and then replace it into this specific location. And the rest of this code, this is okay. You can just reuse. But this code over here, you need to understand that this 12 is representing which location. For example, if I open up my Excel templates, so currently, based on this template, this X column is actually, the first location is actually 12. Oh, so this is datasheet number 1. I should open up datasheet number 2. So just quickly open up, yeah. So this will be the datasheet number 2. So X, the coordinates is referring to 11th and L. Therefore, I'll need to change this to 11th plus Y, and it's not J anymore, but it's L. So this is some of the codes that we is actually hard-coded to your specific templates that you need to modify by yourself in order to work. So let's say if I change this to 11, and for Y information is actually N, and P for Z. Y is N, P. Yep. So L and P. So after doing that, we need to copy this information into our, just do a Control-C to copy this script, and then paste it into the apply button command. So when in NX the user click the apply, then do this script for us. So do this script for us. So where is the apply? So we need to search for this apply location. So this is the when initializing the dialog box. This is when the dialog box is shown, and this is when the apply button is clicked. So here, when the apply button is clicked, the software will try to compute this application, which is to populate the coordinates in NX to write it into the dialogs. Okay. After this is done, we do the Control V. After this process is done, we do open up the Excel, open up this template, and then we populate the data into this specific location. So you need to understand some writing format of using the for loop. For example, from y equals to 0 to this count. This count is referring to the number of clicks the user have done when selecting the points, and -1 because the array. This is actually an array. The array index is always starting from 0, so we need to -1. It's not starting. If this is starting from 1, then -1 is not required. But for Visual Studio, it is from 0. So by doing so, is the script that we have done is actually completed. What we can do is just Control A again, Control C to copy everything, and then we'll move on to let's see, the original script. For example, in desktop, we have this new folder. This is the original script, which is extracted. Okay, so we just right click, edit with Notepad++. Okay, so this is the original script. We just Control A and Control V to replace all this content with the latest update. Once it is pasted with the latest update, we can quickly have a look. The script has been added, and we can click save, and that's it for the additional script. So now let's try to test this new script. So let's come back to NX software, and remember how can we customize the buttons. So we just need to customize again. Right click on this guy over here, edit the actions, make sure we are using the journal files, and we are going to refer to the VB script again. So this is the script that I have just generated a minute ago. So it's the updated version. So OK and OK. So now let's try to verify again. So it says that y is not declared on this line. So there are some error over here. Yeah, because we have pasted the y variable, but we did not declare for y. So a quick fix is to go back to the this script over here, because we have defined this statement, but we did not declare for y. So we'll just come back to the declaration location. So over here, remember that we have just declared this application. Now we're just going to declare y again. So y as integer. So we can do it in Visual Studio, or we can just directly, if you know how to write the correct statement, is actually fine. So we just adding this declaration, save, and rerun. So export again. So now the declaration error is not occur. Then we can just select the points again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So this is how we are able to communicate, send data to and from, actually, is bi-direction between the NX software and also Excel. So thank you for watching. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. See you next time.